Hello everyone, it's PJ with Roll for Damage with Dominic, from Dominic's Dandy Dungeon.
Yeah.
Today we wanted to talk to you about a problem that comes up really often in our tabletop community. Not just crafting, but for all tabletop games. That is, what do you do when you don't have a party to play with?
Solo riding it.
Solo. So how do we do that?
So we have kind of come up with a way to just solo play with a DM and just one player. There's no high stakes players. There's not a lot of people, not a lot of stress. It's just two people winging it. So we basically, all we need for this is each other and a 20. That's about it. So, okay.
So we obviously we use the Dungeons and Dragons core books. That's the modules we always play. And like he was saying, it's basically roll for roll. So if I was the DM this session, and it helps you really get a grasp on DMing, playing, helps you come up with better ways to role play your characters or put them in situations where they normally wouldn't be comfortable playing, and it helps them break out of that shell. Helps them come up with better ways and better, just better ways to tackle obstacles that they normally wouldn't have tackled. And it's very true. So we play with no screens. It's roll for roll. I beat you, you beat me. That is what it is. We don't have hit points. His character doesn't know what class it is. He picks a race and an age. And then tells me this is where I envision my character starting.
Few characteristics: rich, poor, young, age. If what I want to be, you could say. If I want to be kind of a sneaky guy, you kind of tell them that, and they get based around that. It's very honest, like he said. There's no modifiers. There's no damage per se. It's just criticals are obviously tons of damage. You roll a 20, he rolls a lower number. You're obviously going to beat him with a lot of damage in attacking. It's all based on roll beats roll. There's no modifiers. There's no difficulty classes. There's no kind of that stuff. There's none of that.
Right. So, and the reason we do this is because when you're playing with, say, our large party of 8 characters, that point, it's all about the campaign story. Characters have their own histories, and we play their background histories and stuff like that. But when you play with a large group like that, you have to focus on campaign story, not so much on player character story. When we're in a one-on-one group, it is solely only about his character. I have nothing planned in the very scheme of things. There's no grand underlying evil that has to be accomplished. And, there could be, and that could always be developed. But what we're doing is making sure he has fun playing with whatever character he is. So the whole point of playing this is role-playing. He's role-playing his character. These are basically just to keep things yes or no, kind of, succeed or fail. And then that's debatable. Like, even though it's a close roll, say I roll a 19, he rolls an 18, he might, even though I beat him, he might just have pulled it off just enough to succeed on what he needs, depending on what we're doing in the story. So,
or maybe not technically succeed, but not necessarily fail.
Correct. Right.
And this brings a lot of stress off. This story is based all around the character. It's not based around the story itself. Everything around you is on the character, not, hey, because I'm here, this is going to happen. Not because this is going to happen, I'm going to be there because of it. It's vice versa.
Right. It's like, you're the sun and the planets are revolving around you kind of thing. So in the current one that we're playing now, I'm actually brought his character, which was a cool surprise for him, into one of the novels that I have written previously. So I brought his character into that, and it's really cool to connect with them on that personal level, because as soon as he realized and it was for a while. Like we were playing for a while, and when he realized, he's like, "Wait a minute! I'm in Ascension."
He
And,
kept shooting hints, and I'm just like, "Oh yeah, that's cool."
That's cool.
And then he just said one keyword, and I was like, "Wait!"
Yeah. So that's fun, and that's the whole point of this. What we're doing. It's not. You don't win D&D. You cannot win D&D. You might win a campaign. You might win a session.
But you would never win.
I mean,
itself.
Your player can go on for eternity, provided the DM chooses to bring you that far. Like, who cares about min-maxing? It's about having fun. So you can still have fun with one-on-one. Like, as long as you have somebody to bounce or to guide you. Or we even play sometimes where we're both DMing.
Oh, yeah.
We're both DMing, but we both have a player character.
So we kind of DM each other, but not ourselves. So, like, if he wanted to attack me while he's on the ground, I'll be like, roll, no, disadvantage. Or he'd be like, all right, you got to roll for that if you're going to try to run away. So it's kind of like that thing. That's really fun if you're just trying to lay low and not get into anything right now. If you just want a quick little story, just to go along.
Yeah, and in most cases, we end up killing each other.
Yeah.
But the whole point of this whole little video is because we probably get together twice a week. Just to play solo, just with ourselves. Not when we're making crafting videos.
Yeah.
Which we stopped in the middle of to make this video. Anyway, so the whole point is...
Episode 4 coming soon.
Heard that plug? Anyway, so the whole point is get out there, find somebody. All you need is one person that shares your interest. Just one.
No excuses besides that.
There's no excuses. There's no excuses. So no matter, I can't find a D&D party, I get it. You want that big world experience. However, this little small personal experience is making us a better DM. It's making us better players. And, not that, he's not my friend, but of course we would be, closer friends.
Connected.
So we're still building all those 3 key elements of a bigger campaign would bring. That's pretty much all we wanted to tell you. Do you have anything else you want to add?
I don't think so. I think you pretty much covered it.
Okay.
Good.
Well, thank you again for tuning into this. This is our first kind of like, I don't even know what you would call this, our little D&D session. This isn't really our forte. We see a lot of this in the community, and we have figured this out so long ago, so we just figured we'd share it. It's an easy fact that most people would probably overlook.
That's what we started playing.
Yeah.
He was just like, I wanted to play so bad, and I was like, hey, can we just do it one-on-one? He was like, not really. And then now that's like all we do.
I was like, no, let's give it a shot. And it's amazing.
Let's do our backstory, and then that's all.
Yeah, and we do that for all our characters. Even for my large 8-person campaign, you play every single person's backstory out. That way, they're hooked.
Connected.
They're connected to that character. You can drop one little hint that you knew from that character's backstory and get them back on track. You can...
Especially for new players. Teach them how to play.
Yeah, for real.
It helped a lot with one of our players. They didn't want to attack at all. They were trying to go through this pacifist route, but then we kind of shoved them to attack, and now they're more connected to playing with the. I mean, I wouldn't say the right way, but but you need to attack. So they kind of learned what they needed to do.
Right. All right, we're going to stop rambling on. Thank y'all for tuning in. I like your little cheesy face. Thanks,
See y'all
guys.
in the next episode.
See y'all next.